Talk about how my Arnold debut went. Firstly, I know that I totally forgot to give you guys the last 2 weeks of meet prep update, but we're going to talk about that later, okay? Actually, we can talk about it now. So I failed my squat and bench attempt, but I did get my deadlift attempt during my last week of prep, so during peak week. And it's funny because that did not translate into how my Arnold experience went at all. Before I go into the actual meet, I had so much fun at the Arnold. Being there was such an experience. I got to interact with so many cool people and do some random competitions and win some stuff. So I had a lot of fun, and I will definitely be back next year. It's a meet that I plan to do at this point on a yearly basis. Also, watching the empowered and adaptive divisions compete was truly inspiring. It was so heartwarming, and I was just like in awe of the strength of these people that were competing, and I felt very proud to be part of USAPL and even just be in that arena watching that event. So kudos to USAPL and Heather Foss for putting that together. Okay, let's talk weight first. Y'all know how much I was struggling with my weight. I basically fell off after my fast and was really struggling to get back on track, but I did it. I actually didn't use a nutritionist this time or like a dietitian this time. I wanted to see if I could do it myself, and I did. And honestly, it was me, ChatGPT, and Gemini the whole way. And I weighed in at 69.5, which was way lighter than I expected or really wanted, but it did end up in my favor at the end of the day. Squats. So I'm not delusional. I know that my squats are usually borderline when it comes to depth. I'm not someone who consistently squats to depth, and I know that. And I also have one hip that's super high, and not super high, but it's higher than the other, so I almost always get called on that one side. But tell me why the front judge was calling depth on my first squat, and I rewatched it on the video, and it was not New York. It was not even remotely high. Like, sure, maybe it could have been borderline, but at least that's for the side refs to call and not for the front ref. I had to retake my first attempt, which was 145 kilos. We wanted to secure the PR on the second and possibly PR again on the third, but you know, whatever, we just want to make sure that we got that 155, which we did. We ended up doing 155 for my third attempt, and yeah, that's how squat went. Bench was insane. I had the craziest grind. I went 3 for 3 on bench, executed perfectly, and hit the PR at 82.5 for my second, and then we gave 85 a shot. So you guys, I haven't been able to hit 85 since I randomly hit it sometime last year, and y'all, it was an insane grind. I will put the video up so you guys can see, but it was so crazy, and like even the commentators was like, that's the most insane grind they've ever seen. And well, actually, I don't know if it was ever seen, or at least in the competition, but no, it was actually really crazy. I ended up getting it, and that's how bench went. Deadlift time, y'all. Deadlift was insane. When I tell you, everything was moving snappy. So for my first, we did 177, and then we went up to 190, and then we tried 200. So I remember after 190, my coach was like, do we want to load it? Do we want to load it? And I was like, please don't tell me. Anyways, he ended up telling me, which is fine, because obviously I kind of knew it was either 197 or 200, and either way it would have been a PR. But yeah, I couldn't block out 200, which was slightly disappointing, because obviously my best deadlifted competition is 195, and without the 200, I basically regressed my deadlift and took a huge chunk out of my total impossible dots. But at the same time, I'm actually really happy that we tried it, because it really gave me a confidence boost that like I could pick up 200 and it moved off the floor so fast. But y'all, my booty cheeks were like, nah, we ain't doing this today. So I really got to work on some hip thrusts, some rack pulls, because I've been struggling with lockout a little too much and it's starting to get on my nerves, and I need to do something about it. Overall, despite the fact that, you know, I lost 10 kg on my total because of the deadlift, I actually PR'd my total. I guess my squat and bench PR helped regardless, and I PR'd my dots by like 1 point, mostly obviously because of my weight. And yeah, now that I'm actually recapping it, it was actually a good meet. I guess in the moment, especially because it's my last deadlift and it's the feeling you kind of leave with, I really just felt disappointed and thought that, oh, I didn't do so well. But now that I'm talking about it again, I actually did really well. Like, only one thing didn't go according to plan. So yeah, I think overall on the day, I was actually really refreshed. Like, this was the first meet that I woke up for and I didn't feel groggy, I didn't feel tired, I didn't feel like the weight was heavy. Everything just felt good. Like, I felt pumped, I was ready, and I really hope that my future meets, I feel this way. Clearly the diet and everything that I was doing was working, so I'm going to follow a similar plan for future meets, but hopefully kind of maintain my weight so that I don't have to be cutting during prep every time. But yeah, yay! Arnold over! See you guys next year.